Hello everybody, welcome back to the Limit of Adhesion Season 3. This is round 6 of the championship. My name is Gareth and joining me once again in commentary is newly created UK government drone 476-24. How are you, Jools?
I'm here.
He's surviving. And as you can tell, Jools has just had his coronavirus jab on. As I should hasten to add, we are both in favour of that. And I'm looking forward to getting mine at some point soon. Anyway, cars heading out on track for qualifying, and as you can see, this is the largest ever field for the Limit of Adhesion. What do you make of that?
Yeah, it's good. I mean, it's just annoying that we could have had 21 drivers if everybody had shown up.
Yeah, that's
Instead, we
true.
had 19.
Yeah, which is still fantastic, and we can see some of those new names on screen. We've got Jason Weaver from Team Shelf Squirrel along with Keith Schooling, who is also in Team Shelf Squirrel, and let's run through a few more as we see the cars. Well, just looking at championship standings there, so the 18 currently on top ahead of Kairos Competition. Little and Large are in third, LB Racing 4th, 5th Stupid Gary, Rumblebees in 6th, 7th is Williams, ETM now in 8th, 9th is Jägermeister, and Team Shelf Squirrels, obviously new to the championship, in 10th. We're looking at a replay from the start of our Watkins Glen race last time out, and that's we're on board with Oliver Walker taking out Mark Tranter there, and then he crashes into Will Burnett, and who is also having a bit of a problem there with Gareth Winslade. As a consequence of that, Oliver Walker penalised by the stewards, and what was the penalty then? He lost 10 points, I believe.
That was right, 10 points taken from his championship score.
Indeed.
Which, unfortunately, I think was how many points he had.
That's true, but Oliver's showing some ever-improving speed through in every single race he's taking part in, so I'm sure he's going to claw those points back shortly.
Yeah, you would hope so.
And we just saw there Lawrence Aaron Jenkins on his return to the league going through turn 1, so nice to see him back. And there's Will Burnett, and there's James Garlick in the Williams. As we wait to see the first times appear.
Welcome back, Lawrence, and welcome to the newcomers.
Yes. We just saw Keith Schooling going through there in his Valvoline style IndyCar livery, which is temporary livery. They're going to have a brand new livery debuting next race, which I'm very excited to see. I've seen some shots. It looks awesome.
Oh, right. I haven't seen those yet.
Ah, yes. The spy shots that from LOA, my LOA spies have picked up, and they're very good. So, provisional pole then. Rob Miller with a 127.2, now deposed by David Lyman for 127.1. Those two at it once again. And we're looking at William Bibby crossing the line to go P3. And Gavin Kelly swiftly deposes him just behind him. So, and only 2 tenths off pole there for Kelly. That's looking very promising.
Yeah, pretty standard there. Miller puts in a time. Line beats it.
We wait to see Mark Tranter currently now in 7th, but we're expecting him to be back up in that sharp end as well.
Yeah, his car's looking a bit odd there. That's not his usual livery.
Ah, yes, good point. I forgot to make a note of that. I was wondering who was looking slightly, kind of like a Brawn, actually. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, or a Renault, one of the black, yellow, white Renaults of old.
Yeah, that's good. Very true. So here's the naughty boy himself, Oliver Walker, and there is Mark Tranter.
So 14 times on the grid on the board already, made that 15. So it's just 4 drivers haven't set a time yet.
Yeah. It's going to be a busy session. Lots of people struggling to find space as we see Rob Miller with a 127.000. What a lovely, nice round score.
And Dave immediately kicks him back off.
Oh, these two are going hammer and tongs. This is exciting stuff in qualifying once again in the Limit of Adhesion. There's Winslade.
Yeah, it's going to run and run, isn't it? This
rivalry, yeah, absolutely. And that was Tranter off at the final corner there. So Winslade there up to 9th. Does tend to run well at this track. He's had 4th place in the last 2 times we've visited. But obviously with his struggles with this car, I'm not expecting him to be at that kind of level. And there's Keith Schooling in his Valvoline livery. Lovely to see Keith on the grid. He's been one of our most passionate supporters, so absolutely delighted to welcome him into the racing for the first time. He's still finding his feet with his new setup, Logitech G29 wheel and pedals, and he will soon be upgrading to Fanatec CSL pedals, courtesy of Oliver Walker from the Rumblebees, and also getting VR.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few drivers with the Logitech wheel as well in this league. It's like we've got all sorts, all hardware.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm just
covered.
Gary Richards races with the Logitech, as does Aaron Jenkins, but he's got the 920, which is the Xbox version.
Right, Miller's just on quickest, so his line. Yep.
There he is.
There we go.
And here's Weaver on screen then with his. It's quite a cool livery actually, this one with all the stars on it and things. But as we say, he'll be in the Shelf Squirrel livery for the next race. Oh, I am tickled by those. I'm really looking forward to seeing them both on track in their new livery. And nice to welcome. Go on.
I've got the squirrel logo. I just haven't seen the cars yet.
You're in for a treat. And also worth remembering, actually, delighted to welcome back Gary Jones after an absence of a couple of races. He's currently P16. Nice to see him back. It's been a long while he's been stuck on a Viking ship apparently for a while, playing Valheim.
Yeah, that totally got its claws in him.
Yeah. And we're on board with Lawrence Aaron Jenkins heading down to the Atwood Curve. Still with his familiar turtle helmet, no change there. I noticed Line changed his helmet actually. He's now running a jet black helmet as opposed to his usual yellow with a star helmet.
Oh, you're certainly more perceptive than me. I hadn't noticed.
I'm a helmet nerd.
I just noticed the ones that have eyes.
Yep.
Alright, Miller's just put in a time that wasn't an improvement, and so is Line. So maybe their tyres passed their best, perhaps.
Or maybe they're getting, 126.5, that's getting astonishingly fast.
Kelly didn't improve either, so...
Indeed, and we're on board with Gary Richards in the Williams, just coming up to the final corner. And we cut back to Jason Larson running behind him, so these two going at it. Richards moving over to the side.
Yeah, maybe not wanting to give him a tow there.
Yeah. So Richards now in 7th, we see Tranter going up to 5th, whereas Larson is now 14th. Dixon only P10. Now I'm expecting, hoping for an exciting race from Dixon actually. He got a podium here in the Skip Barber, and obviously a podium last time out of Watkins Glen. Huge lock up there into the hairpin for Kelly there. Wow.
Yeah, no, I think Dixon saw your predictions and immediately said that you were cursing him.
I do apologise if that is the case. Commentator's curse is real.
So we got Larson and Jenkins together, 2x2. Also Nemeth and Winslade. Anybody else going 2x2? No.
No, not yet.
Miller and Line have just found a bit more pace and have just swapped again. But they are within 4,000ths of each other.
Gosh, this is close stuff. And there's Kelly going crossing the line, now 1 second off, but that was a very scruffy lap as we saw into the hairpin. And round he goes there, looked like he was just dropping it as we cut away. Now we're
I think that's over. Qualifying's pretty much done. There's another one in the grass there.
As we look at the lovely pink and white of Will Burnett. Where's he at the grid at the moment? He's 14th place, ahead of Larson. So Burnett not quite on top of this car as he used to be. He was very rapid in the Radical, wasn't he?
He was, yes. And I think he's looking forward to the GT3 League.
Yes, I think that's more...
It's his place for him to shine.
More of his bag. He was very rapid at Watkins Glen, actually, as well, so...
He has just improved. He's up to 12th, and he's only 1.8 off the pace.
Yes, we'll talk more about GT3s as we get further into the race show. And we see cars still running round. You see Aaron Jenkins on a lap, Paul Dixon, Miller's still on a lap, but he's not improving. Yellow sectors all the way through. And one of the LBs coming through, and that's Revolver and Piper.
Yeah, that's a lot of yellow on the screen there.
Yes.
Not many people are going to get another improvement.
Well, round he goes.
Yeah, Bibby's not going to improve. He's facing the wrong way.
He's facing the wrong way, yeah. It's a very tricky corner, that one there. That's Hobbs, I believe, isn't it? Those two hairpins, and that first one is the hardest one with this car. Very easy to loop it on the way in.
Yeah. Tranter's got some greens here, so might see an improvement here.
Yeah, Tranter up to third place. Only 3/10 off, and that's close enough for him to have a good stab into turn one, isn't it? We know how good he is off the line.
3 seconds back is enough for him to have a good stab into turn one.
Gary Jones running a green lap at the moment. Let's see what he can do to complete. Here he is. Is he going to finish the lap? So he's just got a few corners to go. Oh, it looks like he's not completed. So David Lyon on pole after a titanic scrap with Rob Miller all the way through qualifying there. Mark Tranter third in the grid, Gavin Kelly fourth, and Adam Highfield was fifth on the grid. Then we had William Bibby was in sixth place from Tony Hankin in seventh, James Garlick in eighth, Richards in ninth, 10th is Walker. Dixon only 11th place, so it looks like commentator's curse has struck. Burnett in 12th, Larson 13th, Josh Namath is in 14th place with his teammate Winslade just behind him in 15th. Aaron Jenkins 16th on his return, driving for the Jägermeister team, just ahead of his teammate, just ahead of Jason Weaver from Team Shelf Squirrel, who is ahead of Gary Jones in 18th, and Keith Schooling last on the grid, unfortunately, in Team Shelf Squirrel.
Yeah, it's going to be a big ask for him to... I mean, these guys are very experienced, so he's got a lot of practice to do. Good luck.
Yeah. So, lights are already red, engines are revving away. Look at that amazing sight there. 19 Formula Round 2.0s. And we're underway. What a great start by Miller there. He's on the inside and he's already ahead into turn one. And that's... Oh no, Namath has gone into his teammate Winslade. Looks like he also collected Larson. So that's a disastrous start for those guys. We're looking at Tranter now attacking line round the outside of Williams' corner. And as they come through the Moss S, has he got ahead? It looks like he has, yes. So line being deposed all the way down to third. And that's Kelly attacking into Atwood. It looks to the outside. And we see Bibby there. He's still fighting hard as well. So Bibby survived the opening lap a lot better than the Skip Barber race. We had a crash in the background there as well. Side by side come Line and Tranter, as do Kelly and Bibby. Who's going to make it through the corner? Big lock up from Line. Tranter around the outside, and he's going to have the inside for the next corner of Revolver, so he's back through. Kelly has just got ahead of Bibby. Wow, what an breathless start to the race.
It's all action up front, isn't it?
And look at that, Bibby then attacking Kelly once again as they come down into Hobbs, and then they've made contact and round they go. Oh no, this is a disaster here. Lots of cars being hit. And we wait to see how this shakes out.
They're everywhere.
They're still hitting each other. This is grim. So lots of sounds of cars being mangled as Rob Miller completes.
That sounded horrible.
It does.
Just to note, damage was left off by accident in this race, so none of those cars will actually have been damaged, although they should have been.
Although we do remember David Lyon, his non-damaged car in the oval race.
Smoke there.
Toast. That's Kelly off in the gravel in T1.
And Highfield's off as well.
What is going on here? Damage off.
Yeah, you have to go some to damage a car with damage off, but Lyon achieved it.
Yeah. As we see. So that must be Hankin then, nearly going up the back of Lawrence Aaron Jenkins into Atwood, and one of the LBs behind, but that's Bibbs trying to get his way through and recover as well. We see the two Williams ahead. Bibbs not through yet. Surprising. No. So as they come into the hairpin, big lock up from Hankin ahead of the ledge there. And presumably Bibbs now is going to hold on and try and take him when they get to the double hairpins here. We've got a replay or cutaway now. We've got the two Williams cars. Richards ahead of Garlick at the moment.
Yeah, maybe what Dixon was doing was trying not to start in front of Kelly, because he knows what Kelly does here.
Yeah, very true. We see a fastest lap now for Mark Trento running P2 with a 1:27.0. And here goes Bibbs then on Aaron Jenkins, who are currently running 9th and 10th. And there's Bibbs' teammate just behind as well. Mark Trento line attacking him as they come down to Atwood. So the order then is Rob Miller from Mark Trento, David Lyon in 3rd. Oliver Walker running P4. What an astonishing start to the race he's had. Let's hope he can keep it there. Larson up to 5th, where he's having a great run as well, as Lyon attacking into the hairpin, then onto the inside of Tranter. Big lock-up, was that from Miller ahead?
Yeah, it looked to be.
And Tranter surviving. So Gary Richards currently running 6th place then, and Garlick just behind him in 7th. Hankin is in 8th, Bibby 9th, 10th is Dixon. Weaver up to 11th now, great start he's had. Namath is in 12th, Kelly is in 13th, Aaron Jenkins now 14th place. He was 9th a minute ago, so it's dropped down the order quite savagely there, and he's just been taken by Highfield. And then we've got Winslade in 16th, 17th is Schooling, 18th is Jones, and 19th is Burnett, who has quit. Looks like he is out of the race.
Yeah, and the Williams there are going at it against each other.
Yes.
Looks like Garlick's just managed to get ahead of Richards, who was fighting him. So now Richards is coming under attack from Hankin.
Yeah, good to see a bit of teammate battling. And can Hankin do... It's quite a fast T1 to try and make a pass, isn't it? 3rd gear corner. So here's a replay at the start. We'll see one of the Williams getting a bit squirrely. Now watch the right-hand ETM there. Just tags the back of Larson and pitches him round and takes out his teammate, who was having a nice start up the outside.
Minding his own business.
Minding his own business, and wham. And there goes... so this is... wow, T2, which the Williams corner, and that was obviously Burnett hitting a Williams. Here we've got Schooling and Burnett.
Oh, that wasn't on, was it, that pass?
No, that was never happening in the month of Sundays.
Okay, and this looks like another view of the carnage.
Humongous.
I think most of the cars were involved in that, weren't they?
Yeah, except for the ones who were taken out early doors. Look, here comes the ETMs. So, wow, amazing. And that was Kelly just out-braking himself then into T1. That's surprising to see.
Just doing a bit of rallycross there, he looks like.
Yep. And there's the two ETMs going through, and there's Highfield. On board with Highfield now, and there's a car in a cloud of smoke. It's wow, Winslade just yeah. Watch out when you see a cloud of smoke. I couldn't see which
one that was. Was it Winslade?
Yeah, it was Winslade. I saw the orange flash on the nose.
It's an apology there from Hankin for something.
So it seems like damage off, and the drivers are just forgetting how to drive.
Yeah, it does seem that way. So hopefully it's calmed down a bit and we can work out where this race is at the moment.
Yeah, so we see Garlick is now up to 5th place. Larson now 6th. He had a stormer last time out of Watkins, and now he's it looks like he's on for another one if he can keep it on the road. There he is, running behind the Williams, and the Williams is not getting away, it has to be said. Namath now up to 9th and then dropping it. There he is. He has to wait an agonisingly long time to let a few cars through before he can safely rejoin, but very important to safely rejoin, unlike his teammate who caused that issue for Highfield a minute ago. We're on board now with Mark Tranter chasing Rob Miller ahead of us, and there's Lyon menacingly behind, and his teammate in the background there, but sadly one lap down, so It looked like he'd gone to the pits actually, so perhaps the no damage message hadn't been received by all the drivers, unfortunately.
Yeah, there was a text message in chat to say, but maybe not everybody saw it.
Yeah. And Jools, what is it about Okayama and the limbs of Adhesion that just seems to cause so much carnage?
I don't know. It's a track to easily lose it under traction, as Hankin just did there.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, we have had a bit of a break. It's been a 3-week break, so perhaps the drivers have kind of just got a first day of school vibe going on. Plus, there's no damage, so maybe they're taking a bit more risks. But yeah, we don't seem to get through Okayama without a huge crash.
This is true, yeah. So I'm, yeah, and the Formula Renault, we know that it can be a tricky car to drive, and that Hobbs and Redmond double hairpin towards the end of the lap. The first one especially is very easy to spin the car on your way in. There's a big lock-up from Miller again there.
Yeah, he seems to be struggling a bit under braking.
Yeah, well, the pressure of Tranter and Line behind him is not going to be helping his nerves at all. So here they come into that tricky Redmond corner. So that's the one you've got to watch out for, whereas this was the one that was quite hard in the Skippy, and it's just was a never-ending nightmare of understeer, as I recall. And you've got Mike Knight, and then this corner is called Last Corner. Can't think
Imaginative.
Yes.
Oh,
and there's
Jason's recovering there.
Weaver.
Who's that scampering through? That was Winslade.
Yeah, spot the orange wheels. And we're looking at Bibby running 10th with Highfield just behind him. So Walker hasn't made a mistake, but is already 10 seconds behind the leading trio, which, I mean, that is a scary pace differential between them. Yeah,
they're ahead and shoulders above the rest of them, aren't they?
Yeah.
They've just scarpered.
Although
coming up the inside here.
Yeah, nice move there. Garlic showing a decent turn of pace, so 1:27.6, so he's sort of halfway between the leading trio's pace and then Walker behind him. Dixon 1:28.1, as is Richards at 28.1, 27.7 for Kelly, Highfield 27.6. So those two, if they hadn't had their earlier woes, should be comfortably up in the 4th, 5th, 6th battle.
Yeah, I think Garlic got caught in a couple of incidents that dropped him back a bit. Otherwise he would be up there fighting with Walker. We're already 10 minutes into the race.
It's just been chaos and a big lock-up there for Highfield as they came through the hairpin. That's quite a lovely little hairpin actually. Decent camber as you come through it.
Yeah, you can really attack it because of the camber.
Yeah, do you see a bit of grass cutting there for Bibby and Highfield as they came out? Oh, there's Tranter losing it and just bouncing back onto the track with the damage off. I mean, if the damage had been on, he would have been probably missing a wheel right now.
Yeah, I imagine he's quite thankful the damage is off at that point.
Yeah. And as he comes down to Atwood then, charging to the outside, huge lock-up.
Look, he had to avoid. He got caught out a bit by Line on the brakes there.
On the closing speed, yeah. Good point. Now,
which is, of course, what Kelly did last season, but to the inside of Miller.
Yeah. So, technical question for you, Jools. Is tyre wear affected still with damage off?
It is, yeah. Yeah, you will still wear your tyres.
Well, that's good to see. So we will see the cars struggling as we get further into the race.
If you don't look after them, yeah. But you can hit the wall and carry on.
Yeah. I think we've got... I think some of our drivers, we're still at the stage where driving 13... Oh, look at that contact.
A bit of a rub there.
Yeah.
Tranter is not happy to sit and wait.
No, he's not. He's not having it, is he? See a replay of that's the ledge getting it wrong out of Mike Knight and into the pit lane.
That is not how you enter the pits.
I'm assuming he didn't want to go in, but
No, it looked like he went in there against his wishes.
So let's have a little run down the order then. Miller still P1 with Line now back into second place. Tranter is third with the fastest lap of the race. Then we've got Oliver Walker doing a storming job in P4. James Garlick is in 5th. Paul Dixon is in 6th. Larson is in 7th. 8th is Richards. 9th is Kelly. Highfield is in 10th. And then Bibby is just behind him in 11th. Hankin is in 12th. Namath is in 13th. 14th is Winslade. 15th is Weaver. The Ledge is in 16th, 17th is Schooling, Jones is in 18th, a lap down, and Burnett is out of the race. As we see, Dixon and Garlick have just changed places, and Garlick out of the race.
Garlick's is out.
Oh, what a shame.
Looks like Garlick's out.
After what a fantastic performance he'd had, and we see here Richards attacking Larson into the hairpin. He's got the inside line, forces the American wide. Larson fighting back though as they come through Revolver. This is bold stuff. And Richards just hanging on. Kelly behind though, going for the triple. This is exciting. Come into Redman and Hobbs. Kelly down the inside. Nice move there on Larson.
Larson's driving really good, but unfortunately he's just lost 2 places in like 2 corners there.
Yeah, so Larson now down to 8th place, but you have to say he's had a... no, Richards round.
Wow. He was lucky not to collect Larson there.
Yeah. And plummeting down the order then as they all weave around him. It looks like he's going to stabilise in 10th place then.
Yeah, great reactions from Larson there. Let's put him back up to 7th.
Yeah. But yeah, Larson, massive improvement from the start of his season at Scuba when he joined us, so brilliant stuff actually, great to see.
It's a baptism of fire throwing new drivers into this league with all these people that have had 3 seasons of experience now.
Yeah, and you have to expect though that the only way is up for the Weave and for Keith as well. And that's Trent around again.
Dropped it.
He's pushing hard though. I mean that fastest lap is very rapid.
I think he got a tow to help him with that, but yeah, he is indeed pushing very rapidly.
I guess that shows you that obviously if you don't know, oh look what's going on down there then, that's Kelly and Highfield again. Oh, nightmare. Wow, Hankin nearly losing it as he came through. Wow, the stewards are going to be very busy after this race, I think.
I didn't see what happened there. I was looking at the timing screens.
No, I could just see...
Hopefully we'll see a replay.
Yeah. Kelly and Highfield jammed onto the inside. I briefly saw a car on the outside of the track as well. Not sure who that was, but Gary Jones is now out of the race. Which is... well, that sucks really. So we've lost 3 cars now in the first half of the race.
It's an interesting battle. Have we seen a Bibby versus Richards battle yet? I can't recall.
I don't think we have really. It tends to normally be Bibby versus Garlic, and
that's true. It's
we all wear hard
teammate.
hats. Yeah,
yeah, and flameproof suits.
Yes. And here they go then on the run down to Atwood. It's an amazing corner. This third gear on the way in. Try and keep it tight. Don't run too wide on the exit because you lose a lot. You lose a lot of time. It feels natural, but you've got to keep it tight all the way through the corner in order to maximise the time in the corner itself. Richard's just thinking about it a little bit on the way into the hairpin, but not quite close enough yet. And these two are a pair of tricky little corners, aren't they? Revolver and Piper, both from third gear left-handers.
Yeah, they're difficult to get right, definitely.
Yeah. And I've said before... Go on.
This one here as well is very easy to spin, as I think you had mentioned already this race.
Yeah, so that's Redman, and then you've got Hobbs, and now they're approaching Mike Knight, which you can take just about flat, but you've got to get the line right. And then down to 4th gear for this last corner. The last corner. But it's very much...
Richards dropped back a bit, but it looks like he's clawing back onto the gearbox of Bibby there.
Yeah, and we're looking at Kelly, Namath behind him, and that's Highfield. Hoping for some revenge, probably. So yeah, Kelly and Highfield, we've seen them off the track at T1. They were both involved in that huge accident early on, I believe, and then we just saw them at that incident at Piper as well. So they seem to be magnetically attracted in this race.
Yeah, Highfield's not having a great race. He was also ambushed, if you recall, by a surprise windslide.
Indeed, yeah. As I say, the steward... Well, yeah, it just shows you how busy the stewards are. Plenty of incidents to review already. Someone having a bit of a lock up there into the hairpin. And name it...
Having a look at Kelly, yeah.
Tidy. So very much a track of two halves then, isn't it? They're currently in this super tight technical piece of track, but once they come out of the double hairpin, then it's fast and flowing again, all the way to the hairpin.
Absolutely. It's like battles resumed between Richards and Bibby.
Excellent stuff. It's what we in that Marshall in Orange wants to see. And there's Larson ahead of them, so can they close in on him? What's the gap then? It's about 3 seconds between Larson and Bibby. And Richards
got an excellent exit on the last corner there and gave him a run down the straight.
Yeah, he's got in tight. Trying to open up Williams. We're looking at the wrong car. There they are then. So his next attack point will be Atwood at the bottom of this hill. But he might be better off waiting, getting a good exit from here to take it into the hairpin. We cut away then, so there's, oh dear, Gary Jones reversing backwards across the track. And there's Kelly, and then Highfield ploughing into him.
That was a silly rejoin.
I kind of want to see what was happening for poor Jones at the beginning of that, to presumably he'd lost the car and was just sliding backwards, minding his own business.
It looked like that, yeah. It looked like he had just dropped it.
So here's Namath and Highfield chasing him, 11th and 12th at the moment. And look at that, Highfield just down the outside. Going to be a brave man to run around the outside of this one, though. Showing a tremendous amount of pace. What's his fastest lap still? 1:27.5, so still a little bit off the outside. Wow, very wide through there. Does well to hold on to the car. And that's the difference between our fast drivers and our and some of the rest of the field, the more of the midfield. These guys can hold it when they run, put two wheels in the grass, and wow, look at that, he's through. Nice move there from Highfield.
Absolutely. Another place gained.
Yep. Yeah, some of the midfield, if they get two wheels in the grass, they are going to drop it. Whereas, yeah, some of our fast drivers, a bit of a lock up there from Richards, will be able to hold the car and push as if they were all four wheels on tarmac. So down this long back straight they come. You barely get to 7th gear though before you get to the end of it. So despite how long it is.
Yeah, I wonder if some of the drivers don't bother.
No, I imagine they don't.
Richard's still looking for a way past Bibby here.
Well, it's not going to be easy for him because Bibby is a tough customer, as we know. Look at that, Richard's looking to the inside of Redman.
Yeah, he's filling his mirrors, just trying to kind of maybe distract him, put him off.
This is excellent stuff.
They're quite similar on pace, so it's going to be difficult, but it looks like Richard's got the measure at the moment.
Yeah.
Although you can see in the background Hankin is scarpering up to them.
And that will be interesting because, yeah, we know Hankin's got bags of pace and he's not afraid to make a move.
Yeah, and there's 3 seconds back Kelly, so he looks to be joining in as well. And then Highfield is following Kelly.
Yes. And we know he's a man on a mission. So we're on board with Bibby then, heading down to Atwood Curve. We've just come through the Moss S. A lot of the corners here named after British racing drivers and old British stars because they were the ones who came over to help.
Well, look at this.
Set the track up.
Richards is under attack.
Hankin then down the outside. And he survived. This is great racing between Hankin and Richards here, battling over P8.
That's letting Bibby get away.
Yeah, I was just going to say. Now the question is, then, can Kelly capitalise on this and make it a three-way? However filthy that sounds.
Well, not just Kelly, Highfield and Namath as well.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Radio from Larson saying thank you.
Yeah. So Larson running P6, so presumably lap traffic is now a factor for him. You can see that the ledge and Schooling and the last two cars running are both now a lap down. And there was Schooling on screen.
Yeah, Larson's trying to stay ahead of Bibby there, who's been catching him quite rapidly. So he was obviously grateful that the back marker got out of the way quickly.
Yeah, both of them.
Didn't cost him any time.
You see Richards and Hankin both locking up there as they went in. So, stamping on the brake. It's all go here. There's a lot of action.
Well, you can see 6th down to 11th are close enough to count as a battle for 6th.
Yes, and I've noticed, Larson is now well within range. Huge lockups as we're going into the hairpin there from Bibby. And that's Hankin dropping it. Hankin just, a bit too heavy-footed on the throttle. Into the wall he went as he recovers behind Namath, but stays ahead of Winslade. Yeah. And round he goes again.
Oh dear.
Well, we see.
Oh, that's painful.
Oh, it's a 3-point turn. Oh, he wasn't stuck on
He's lost in power, is it?
Yeah. Quite easy to get stuck on a curb at some of these tracks and beach the car. And once your rear wheels are off the track, obviously you're not going anywhere and you will need a tow. Fortunately, that didn't happen to him this time.
So Larson's trying to break a toe that Bibby wasn't really getting there.
Just feel like it's Larson's doing incredibly well to keep lapping round, but his pace is slightly slower than these guys behind him, so you feel like it's going to happen at some point. But there's only 5.5 minutes left of the race.
Where did that time go?
It's been astonishingly fast.
Hang on, just looking at the leaders, Trent is 25 seconds off the lead. He's only 2 seconds ahead of Walker, so he must have had some more issues.
Excellent spot there, Jools.
Yeah, I was just checking actually how the leaders were doing. It's still 1.5 seconds separating them as Miller and Line putting identical lap times within 300ths.
Wow. Yeah, those two just relentless pace, as we've said many, many times before throughout this season.
Now Larson's got his work cut out for him because Bibby has caught him up.
Yeah, this is we're going to see some action now, definitely. So as they come to the last couple of corners of the lap, that's Larson, there's Bibby, there's Richards behind, and then Kelly and Highfield as well. There they are. Oh, look at that!
Someone. It's the train snaking down the pits. I'll tell you someone we haven't seen much of, Dixon. He's quietly made his way up to 5th place.
Ah, yes. What a great spot there, Jools. And once again, Mr. Okayama specialist himself, Dixon, showing great pace. Bibby then, he's trying to get through on the Moss S. He's diving. Let's see if we can do it into the Atwood Curve. He's on the outside of Larson. So,
wants to get a really good drive out of here.
Yeah. So here we go down the straight then. We saw Larson trying to break the toe down the first straight, but he's diving down the middle of the track, which is some good defensive driving there. Who's going to break latest? Wow. Larson, amazing braking there into the hairpin. But Bibby's not going to be denied. Into Revolver. Larson's lost it, and Bibby... Oh no, that is such a shame. So Larson...
That it was a shame.
Yeah. Larson just... I think Bibby just basically got the inside of the corner there and made Larson try and go the long way round, and Larson lost traction on that dirty outer part of the track.
Would you say he was at the limit of adhesion?
You see, I got moaned at when I made that joke.
Yes, but I'm on drugs.
There's a lock-up for Miller then, still running P1, and the gap has come down. Only 7 tenths now between the leaders. In fact, it's plummeting. Let's hope Miller hasn't chewed his tyres up. And that's Weave just ahead of him. We hear some crunchy noises in the background.
Well, let's hope Miller hasn't underfueled again.
Oh, God. I think I'll cry if that happens to him once more.
Having a bit of trouble with the back marker there.
Yeah, and Line now less than... He's just 2 tenths behind him. Now, we know Line is very cautious about overtaking, and especially as someone with a very similar pace to himself. As we see, Miller just extending the gap slightly.
Oh, he's got such a big lead in the championship. His main rival's Tranter, and he's 25 seconds behind him.
Yeah, indeed. And Tranter dropping...
Well, Tranter's just dropped to 4th.
Wow, Oliver Walker then up to P3. God, we could be heading for a maiden podium, which will be very exciting to see.
It's just the sort of performance you'd want to see from Walker after, unfortunately, he was a bit slapped last race with the penalty.
Yeah.
He's kind of just got himself back up and right back on it.
We were wondering whether how he would take being penalised, but he said, no, I will take it, I made a mistake, I'll learn from it, and I'm going to push and drive as hard as I can in the next race. And he is proving that, which is fantastic to see. We're into the last closing minutes then. Miller and Line still just a couple of tenths apart after half an hour of driving, which is quite astonishing, really.
Yeah, they must be tired.
Yeah, Oliver Walker a full 30 seconds back, so that was Tranter dropping it, and there was Walker going through. So Kelly chasing Richards now as they approach the hairpin, and we see Highfield behind. Final lap of the race. I just can't believe where this race has gone. It has absolutely flown by.
Final lap, and Walker's still 1.5 seconds ahead of Tranter, so can he hold on?
Come on, Ollie, you can do this. Kelly stalking. You see Larson team radio there, didn't quite hear what he had to say. Wow, Tranter 27.5 compared to Walker's 29.2. Looks like Walker's tyres might be toast.
It's a second in it now.
It's going to be close. So there goes Richards, Kelly and Highfield running P6, 7th and 8th.
Yeah, Highfield's just waiting for the inevitable crash, I imagine.
It feels cruel, but yeah, Kelly's had one of his off days today, so sadly. But he's still chasing
it's
hard.
more excitement for us.
Absolutely, yeah. He's still chasing hard though, and it looks like he is getting an excellent run. Oh no! I spoke too soon!
Commentator's curse!
Oh, Kelly, what have you done? Kelly loops it then. Race winner Rob Miller off screen. We've missed it, but there's Tranter and Ollie Walker, and Walker's... Oh no, he's locked it. Just slid wide into Redmond, and that's let Tranter through.
Dave.
As we hear from Mr. Miller himself, race winner. Dave Lyon has finished obviously, as he was only 4 tenths behind. And that's Bibby losing it. Oh no, where's he going? Lovely bit of rallycross there. Larson sneaking
Larson's
through.
back through.
But presumably under, awaiting a bit of a steward's inquiry after their earlier incident. So here we go then, there's Highfield. He's in the slipstream of Richards as they come up to the line, but nothing doing. Richards hangs on to P6.
Excellent result.
Highfield 7th, there comes Kelly across the line to take 8th, and there was the ledge just finishing as well. So Rob Miller wins an astonishing race at Okayama. Payback finally from season 1. David Lyon is in P2 with Tranter in 3rd, Oliver Walker is in 4th, then we've got Paul Dixon in 5th, Richards is in 6th, 7th is Highfield, Kelly. I'm looking to see who's donutting.
It's Someone's enjoying themselves.
8th was Kelly. 9th was Highfield. And 10th was Bibby. What a great race. So, championship standings. Line out in front, 121 points over Mark Tranter, who's in 88 points. Rob Miller now only 5 points behind in third. Kelly is in fourth, and then we've got Dixon, Highfield, Bibby, Garlic, Name It, and 10th is Richards. And then Walker, Hankin, Burnett, Larson, Winslade, Batty, Jones, and Weaver. 19th will obviously be Lawrence Aaron Jenkins. And 20th will be Keith Schooling. Championship standings, then the A team out in front, 121 points ahead of Little and Large. Kairos Competition are in third, LB Racing, Rumblebees, Stupid Aguri slipping down a place behind Rumblebees. Then we've got Walliams, the ETM, Jägermeister, and Team Shelf Squirrels. Wow, a breathless and entertaining race, wouldn't you say, Jools?
Exuberant drivers. They were distracting us at the end there with their shenanigans. I'm pretty sure I saw an ETM flying into the tyre barrier as well while you were reading the team standings out.
To focus so hard on what I was doing. So
that flag guy must be. There's no cars, mate. Why are you still?
Yeah, give it a rest, mate. So, just a reminder that you can find us at thelimitofadhesion.com. Facebook at The Limit of Adhesion. Please do like and subscribe our videos, and come and say hi to us on Discord. Jools, thanks so much for joining me once again. Hope you feel better soon.
Cheers, mate. Bye-bye.
Cheers, guys. Bye.